Hi, good morning, y'all. Today I'm gonna try to make a Comanche bow out of this hickory stave. This is a nice piece of hickory. There's not a knot in it. But anyway, this piece of wood is actually, it's 42 inches long. And in the middle of it, it's probably about 2.5 inches. I'm gonna take it down to 1.5 inches wide, and you see all that, how much wood I'm gonna pull off here. But it's gonna be an experiment. I know it works well with Osage. We'll see how it does with hickory. You know, hickory is a whole lot easier to get a hold of than a piece of Osage down here in Georgia anyway. But we do have a knot right there and a knot right there, but the back of the bow is slick as can be. So we'll see how it turns out. I'll have y'all right there along with me. Just stand by. Alright, so I roughed out me some lines on here. About how thick I think it's going to need to be. And just kind of a roughed out outline of what I want it to end up looking like. But alright, we're going to get to taking all this wood off here. Right now, I'm just kind of getting down to my roughed out limb width line with this draw knife. Just take that thing, set it at an angle. Come back over here and catch this side at an angle. Is I want to measure from the middle of my bow, which is here. That should be 21. Yeah. Half of 21 is 10.5. So that's right here. I'm gonna just start working my taper down from there for my limb tips. Come over here, mark 10.5. Mark that down. Now I'm just gonna start tapering these tips down. There's a knot right there. I'm staying away from it. I'm just gonna leave that right there. Pick up on the other side of it. I don't know if y'all can see that in the camera, but right there, there's just a little bit of knot. This thing still has zero bend to it at all. I mean, I got a lot of wood to get off here. Pretty good bend there. See this little knot right here that I left some wood around it. It's right there. This thing's gonna be bending a good bit right there. I don't want no damage, but here's what we're up to now. Let's see what it's gonna look like on the tiller board over here. Let me show y'all this. I got a hole drilled in my tillering board, and this is a piece of cedar that I whittled down on to make it go through there. So that bow actually sits on that. Since it's a bend through the handle bow, if you tillered it up here, it wouldn't be properly tillered. This gives me a real good bend, and I make a little mark right here and right there, just so I know I got it centered in there, and it's sitting on this piece of cedar that I whittled down. Let's see what we got here. I'm tripping all over stuff. I need to make some more room in here. All right. Right now I'm at 65 pounds at 19 inches. And this limb on the right needs a little more bend right out in here. It's not bending too good. Check it out. Pull it back to about 19. See that left limb's got a little bend to it all the way through. But this right one needs some work right out here. So I'm just gonna make me a mark. Take that off. Alright, I got my mark here. I don't want to take any more off here. I want to take some off down here to get that limb to bend on out. I'm not even worried about taking any off that other limb till I get this one the same bend. Alright, so I know that's my bottom limb with the knot. I want my bottom a little bit stiffer than my top limb because I shoot 3 under. Plus that knot down there, that way I don't have to take any more wood off. Let's see what we're looking like now. That's 19. It's got a pretty good bend to it there. That made a difference. I think I can take a little more off the right in here. Just a little right in here. I'm gonna make a mark there and a mark there. I'm gonna take just a little more off them tips, and we'll come back over here. Over the next 20 minutes or so, there's going to be a lot of going back and forth from here to over here, taking off little bits of wood, little at a time. You see what I've taken off so far. That right there is all with the rasp, all that dust. This is definitely my favorite part of building a bow, the tillering. Today is March 30th. Let's see what we're looking like here. That's 55, 53 at 20, and I mean that tiller's looking pretty doggone good. Get on back here. Get a little farther back. Oh no. Just popped a splinter big time. I tell you what though, we're gonna see just what it'll take. Alright, that's 17 inches, 19 inches, 41 pounds at 19 inches. And got a massive crack. Check it one more time. Oh man. That's what we ended up with there. I thought if it was gonna crack, it might crack right there around that pin knot, but anyway, that's what. Look at that. It just couldn't, it cracked just above That's center. Cracked just above the grip. That's the first one I've ever had cracked that bad. But this was an experiment for me, see if I could make a Comanche bow from a piece of hickory. So, boy, it had all the makings. It's gonna be a nice little bow, but didn't work out. Oh well. I might could still make a kid's bow out of this thing. I'm not done with that yet. Alright, so this bow just cracked on me. So what I've done is I've took my draw knife and I have actually took the draw knife and peeled off the back of the bow that cracked. And now I'm just gonna rasp it all down pretty smooth. Couple of the places. And take just a little more off this side. Hey. Let's see what it looks like. Put it back on here. If I can get a 20-pound bow or so out of this, that'd be perfect for a kid. That's what you call making lemons out of lemonade. Making lemonade out of lemons, I guess you say. I don't. Let's see what that thing looks like. That's 34, 33 pounds at 19 right there. Alright, I need to take out a little wood right here. I mean, that thing was at 55 pounds a little while ago. And I got it down to about 46. Put it up there and it cracked. I'm gonna take a little more out of this limb right here. Got it back on the board here. Done a little bit of work on this limb right here. Let's see what it looks like now. "19 inches. That's 28. That ain't too bad right there, boys, for a salvage. It's gonna be a fine kid's bow. He's probably gonna draw about 15 inches. That's 27 pounds. I could probably take a little more off of these tips. Alright, I got this thing sanded down good. And let's see what it looks like now. This old tiller boot, I gotta build a string for it, but other than that, I think it's gonna be alright. Alright. We are. Get that back. We are 23 pounds, 22 and a half at 17 inches. Tiller looks pretty good. This ended up being a This is 42 inch. It's 1.5 inches wide and tapers down at the tips. But anyway, I had this bow. I started it this morning. The goal was to see if this hickory would make a Comanche bow, and the answer, in my opinion, is yes. It'll make one and be a good bow. I broke mine. I had it good at 50, and I took some more wood off down here where in the middle, and it popped a big splinter. Popped a big splinter back here in the back of the bow. But I just took my draw knife and took all that off. If it was Osage, it'd have been, you know, bad. But well, I guess you could have tried to get you another growth ring or not. But with the hickory, I just took it all down the flat on the back of the bow, and just re-tillered the thing. End up with it's 30 pounds at 19 inches. It's about 20 pounds at 17. I got a young man I go to church with. He'll be tickled to death with this. So anyway, that's the story. I still like Osage better for the Comanche bows though, but hickory will work. That's what you got.